With the presidential election in full swing, opinions are flying high. The left and right sides of the political spectrum are so polarized now. The insults are just everywhere on social media, and now they're starting to seep into conversations too. We may be thinking to ourselves, those folks on the other side of me politically are so out of touch, or they're so uncaring, insane, ridiculous, they're idiots. Well, those types of thoughts are actually versions of mind loops, because these insults and labels are often being said over and over in our heads, and they're building up this steam about those other people and leaving us feeling angry and stressed out and ready to start shopping for some boxing gloves. And maybe some of the people on the other side are a little cray-cray. I don't know. But maybe if we dig a little deeper, we'll find out something new. So how can we discuss politics without getting into a fight? Here are 3 options, and there's one in particular that I'm very intrigued with. So the first option is you could debate each other every moment you got and get all worked up and annoyed and stressed out. But after everything's been said and done, what did all that angry debating even accomplish? Because I can tell you there's no way in hell someone's going to get me to jump my ship and join their camp, no matter what they say. And the same is true in reverse. So why are we wasting our breath yelling at each other? Okay, so option number 2. You could avoid the whole topic of politics altogether, which in reality is probably what happens most often with friends or family members or co-workers who have opposing political views. The focus stays on what we love about each other, and we just let all the rest go. And that's a great way to leave it. And it's actually a great option. But I personally have a curiosity about humanity in general, and I'm passionate about politics too. And if you're watching this, you probably are as well. So this third option is by far the most interesting, and it's this: to have the intent to go into any conversation with one goal. Simply to learn something new. You will be amazed at what transpires when you do this. Because it's fine to have strong opinions about things, but let's face it, life is never black or white. It's always shades of gray, and probably more than 50 shades of gray at that. And politics can lead to closed-minded thinking, which can build on itself, and we start believing we actually know everything about something, and that everything we know is right. And not only about what we think or about what our side thinks, but what the other side is thinking too. But what if we don't know everything that we think we do? I know it's a crazy thought, but what if someone with different views than ours actually has some brilliant and fascinating point that we've never even thought of before? I mean, how can we know unless we listen? Stephen Covey said, most of us don't listen with the intent to understand. We listen with the intent to reply. And when we're talking politics, we really close down the ears. I would add to Stephen Covey's quote, we often listen with the intent to prove our point or to make the other person wrong. When we think we know all the answers or that there's nothing of value in hearing out what someone with a different opinion has to say, we cheat ourselves out of the enjoyment of fully engaging with another person and possibly even connecting with them. But when we put aside our own views as we go into a conversation, any conversation, and we stay open, it allows us to be fully present so we can truly listen. And here's the magic. The other person senses that. They aren't going to feel like they're being goaded into a conversation just so that they can get blasted with an opposing view and feel like they have to put up their shield and start defending themselves. And as they sense your openness and curiosity, they're going to feel more comfortable opening up about their views, and that's when you get to learn something new. I mean, some of the most amazing, interesting conversations I've had were with people who mistakenly assumed that I was of the same belief as them. So they were relaxed and they opened up and they expressed their feelings and they answered questions I had without vitriol, and I learned a lot. We may not ever fully agree with the other side, but the more we start listening to understand and learn from each other, the more we might just start getting along. So if you like this video, please share it. And I'd love to hear your thoughts, including what type of political or other conversations you start having when you go into them seeking just to learn something new.